What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and we need to have a quick discussion about the incoming banners. A lot of people are going to want to hate these banners, and these banners look really, really, really stellar on the surface. But there's a big downside to this. So let's first talk about all the units on this banner, and then we'll kind of discuss. We've got two banners here. We've got the Ottarl, Harahime, and Lily banner. And then we've got the Ryu, Gros, and Ali banner. So let's just basically kick this off. I'll talk about all the adventures, then we'll talk about the assists. So let's just go back over here to the game. So kicking it off, we'll just talk about Ottarl. Now, when it comes to Ottarl, my apologies, I was outside and I'm all, I am pollinated? I'm not going to rephrase that, but I am. All right. So HP is 4,001, so HP is really, really, really high. Strength is 2168, so that's also really, really, really high. Endurance is 803, which is off the charts endurance. This dude is a complete tank. And if you've ever faced this guy in Wargame, the biggest caveat to him is he doesn't take damage in the right situations. And I mean, does not take damage at all. Dude's a beast. And since we've had Ottarls basically since the beginning of the game, any CP you've had in Ottarl is CP you have in this Ottarl. So these numbers just do nothing but go crazy. I don't know what this guy would look like maximum broken on my teams. My Ottarl's only like level 33 or something like that in CP. I like Ottarl units, but they tend to phase out pretty quickly. But this does not seem to be one that's going to do that. At least on the surface. We'll have to see how the anniversary treats him. But I'll start off with, well, yeah, we'll just go into his skills. Okay, so skill 1, Snake Crusher. Foe singular super thunder physical attack with 90% per each self-strength buff skill. So that's 180 damage right away. Pretty nuts. Foe's plural. Super thunder physical attack with temporary strength boost, ultra on guard rate, and removes fire, water, thunder, earth when basically any elemental buff, and self plus 3 actions low thunder physical attack with ultra on guard rate, removes strength and magic buffs on the foe. This dude is an absolute beast. And skill 3, which is hilariously where skill 1 would be for most people, self heals 60% of HP, 60% HP regen, and strength and guard rate and heal and thunder attack damage and physical resist and magic resist, all 60%. And foes penetration rate and physical resist down 40% for 6 turns. Everything on that list is 6 turns. He's bonkers. You've probably come up against him in Wargame. He's an absolute lunatic. And I don't know about you guys, my Ottarl is only like +2. I really, really, really need some bonds of him. Like, desperately need some bonds of him. But I'm tempted to go one and done on the banner. But as you guys know, we have the anniversary incoming, which we'll talk about here in a moment. Let's go ahead and jump over to Harahime, okay? Okay, we'll max her completely out. HP is 3801. Strength is 2091. Endurance is 720. Dex and agility are nothing really right home about, but she's really, really, really all about those skills right there. And if you don't know, this unit is stellar in Record Buster. Stellar. We'll skip her SA for now. Skill 1 is a slow strength and fire attack damage plus 70% for 4 turns, and foe singular status debuff plus 3 turns. Skill 3 is a foe singular fast mid-fire physical attack with ultra and guard rate and physical resist down 40% for 2 turns, and self plus 3 actions mid-fire physical attack. And finally, foe singular super fire physical attack with attack damage 30% for each target's guard rate and physical resistance reduction skill. So remember, she does that up here, and you would want to do that on the assist side. That would come out to be a 120% hit. Not the greatest thing ever, but it will help. She is really, really, really good on Record Buster. Okay, here we go. Ultra Fire physical attack damage 40% per each target's guard rate and physical resistance buff skill. Not the craziest thing, but fire resistance down 60%. I think she's the only one. Could be wrong. I think she's the only one that does fire resistance 60%. Maybe there's one other, but I think she's the only single target that does it. So, bonkers units. Bonkers units. let's jump over and talk about Ryu real quick, because I've got her right here. Okay, Ryu. And these are all the adventures on both sides. So, at full tilt, old girl has 3667 HP, which I know compared to the others ain't great. But she does 1164 agility, and magic is dead on at 2000. Okay, skill-wise, fast, strength, magic, agility, and physical resist, and magic resist down 40%. So she debuffs everybody right out of the gate. Allies, strength, magic, agility, and physical resist, and magic resist plus 30%. So she buffs everybody right out of the gate. She's really, really, really solid, even on your wargame team, as a sack. So having her at level 60 is not a bad thing. But fast, high dark magic attack with ultra run counter rate, self dark attack damage plus 80% for 4 turns and 4 actions, low dark magic attack, and foes dark resist down 40%. She's a real huge asset to your dark team. Skill 3 is kind of a wash. Her SA is ultra dark magic attack, temporary great magic boost, ultra guard rate, and strength, magic, physical resist, and magic resist down 50%. All of that down 50%. It's a substantial debuff. Okay, now let's go to the assist side. Oh, I didn't talk about Gros. Let's talk about Gros real quick. Where's he at? There he is. So, Gros at full tilt. HP is 3957, strength is 2071, endurance is 830. None of the other stats really matter for him. You're getting the picture on how some of these tanks work, and Ashuna is very, very similar to both Gros and Ottarl. Okay, Seal 1, foes plural, fast, 65% taunt. The best thing about Gros is that taunt. He's a great tank, but that taunt is nuts. Nuts. So if you have Gros at level 60, you're still pretty well off. You could use him as a sack and just taunt the heck out of your opponent. And yeah, it's really nice. Actually, I don't think you can taunt. I don't think you can sack a taunt. I think he has to stay in place on the team. But if he's level 60, you just put a lot of armor on him. And as long as he's there for turn 1, you pretty much have your run of the other team for the longest. You just don't want him to die immediately. You want him to stay on the team for at least turn 1. Self, strength, and guard rate, and counter rate, and physical resist up 60% for 4 turns. 4 actions low with physical attack with critical rate, high critical rate. Skill 2 is a foe's plural super with physical attack damage plus 30% for each self, guard rate, and physical resistance buff. Remember, that's an AoE attack with a percentage buff. Now we'll go up to 120% at full tilt. Nuts. And heal 20% of damage. So, yeah, dude is pretty wild. And I'm not saying he is necessarily used as a sack. I'm just saying you could, but obviously, if you have these guys, you really want to max him and Ottarl out. Like, they become a brick wall between you and the opponent. If you have these two in Ashuna or these two in Gareth, you are absolutely in a great spot. Skill 3 is a higher physical attack with 150% only when the target is inflicted with a taunt. High penetration rate and heal 50% of damage. There's rare situations in which you're going to use that, but when you do use it, it is going to be deadly. Absolutely deadly, but it's not something you're going to use every day. Now, SA is Ultra with physical attack with temporary great strength boost, Ultra and guard rate, and removes strength and magic buffs. Allies, guard rate plus 100% for 3 turns. He turns everyone into a buff. Basically, he turns everyone to stone, more or less. It's kind of how that works. It's pretty wild. Now, let's have a quick talk about the assists, okay? So, we've got Lily and we have Ali, who is there. That's Ilya. We're doing Ali. Now, Lily, and I actually don't have this Lily, but, and I know that's a major mistake, penetration rate and water attack damage and fire attack damage plus 20%. She's good for both of those really, really nuts, wild teams. But here's the deal with her. I don't foresee fire being favored in the upcoming anniversary. Usually it's something that hasn't gotten a lot of love lately. That has not necessarily been an applicable theory before, but it seems like that's really the way they're going these days. So if you don't have her, I don't think it's the end of the world. I would love to have her, but we'll talk about that here in a moment. And Ali is allies SA gauge charge gain by 33%, critical rate counter rate by 15%, and MP regen 20% per turn. If you have her maxed, basically she replaces the third anniversary Finn, and she's not time limited. It's worth noting none of these units are time limited. So let's switch back over to the banners here and talk about this real quick, okay? Because the important thing to understand here is none of these units are time limited. You can get all these units on those massive number of 3-star tickets we're going to get, on all of those summons we're going to do during the 5th anniversary. These units are going to be up for grabs, okay? So if you don't have them now, or you don't have them maxed, you are probably going to max them before long. There's a lot of older units you're going to get during the anniversary that you're going to be like cussing and swearing about. But if it's one of these units, you're actually pretty happy because these units are really stellar, probably will be stellar for a really long time. Now, so that's the big upside to this. You don't necessarily need to go crazy summoning for these units. They're going to be around. They're not necessarily, time limited or anything like that. Now, the general pool is pretty deep. You could, you have really low odds of pulling them on any of the other draws, but other draws are going to come around that they're going to be featured on, probably paid, but, it is what it is. But I'll be honest with you guys, right now, we are in a crunch time, and you want to save your Iris. You really, really do. For me, because I really do want Ottarl, I might do one and done on this banner. I need like an extra one of him. I need to max him out. He's only +2, and I'm not going to go any deeper than that. And that's a big maybe. Like, I might drop 400 Iris on it. It 100% depends upon how I feel at the time, but it's definitely not something that I would recommend for anybody else to do. I would say everybody out there, save. And I'm saying that as like, I might one and done on him. That would be it. We would not go any deeper than that. If I get him, great. If I get Harahime, I can definitely use bonds to her. If I get Lily, I don't even have her. So for me, it's a one and done. But for most people out there, I'm going to say don't even bother. Save the 400 Iris, walk away, and maybe and hopefully you'll pull them during the anniversary or with all your 3-star tickets. So that's my 2 cents on that, though, guys. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section down below. But I think this is a total trap banner. And I told you guys before, ignore every single banner that's coming out between now and the anniversary. Like, comment, share, guys. I'll catch you all on the next one.